playoffs. We're talking about playoffs? Yeah.
Playoffs.
Yeah, it's the NFL playoffs. And we're here, the Are We Recording podcast, here to back talking NFL playoffs, talking NFL wildcard football. And Ethan, week 18 wasn't as exciting as we thought it was going to be, but we did get some fun games, some fun scenarios that we're definitely going to get into. And yeah, if you guys have liked the NFL content so far, make sure that you guys are subscribed. Make sure you're liking the video. It'll help us grow, help this video find other NFL fans just like you. And without further ado, my co-host, the young Rottweiler, Ethan Hamilton, of course, me again. And I want to get right into it because we got the Week 18 recap, and I kind of want to quickly go through it because a lot of the games, didn't have a ton of incentive to watch. There wasn't anything really at stake in a lot of these games, but there were a few. And I think the first one we should start with is the craziness that was the NFC South this year, because normally this division is pretty trash, and that just happened again this year where it was a three-way tie. And because of that, Carolina is getting into the playoffs, even though Tampa had won their matchup on Saturday, which is really weird. It's really funny because, Baker was watching that Atlanta-New Orleans game on his couch, just hoping New Orleans and Tyler Shuck would pull that out. But I don't know. I think for Bucks fans, you just got to be upset that the team didn't win games that they were supposed to all season. This is a team that at the beginning of the year, we were talking about Baker Mayfield as a MVP candidate. And after like the first 4 weeks of the season, it was a completely different team. They just could not find a rhythm on offense. The defense was so bad, and they can only blame themselves for putting themselves in that position. Also, I think you're muted. Or
I'm right there with you. Sorry, technical difficulties. I'm right there with you, bro. The first 4 weeks of the season, 5 weeks, Baker Mayfield looked like a stud MVP candidate. And I'll say it here. After those first 4 or 5 weeks, Baker Mayfield was trashed for the Bucks. He was awful all season long. And all that goodwill he had built up, I think he lost it. I know Bucks fans were fuming by the way he played this season. And it's just like, it's rough, man. It's really, really rough. Hey, I'm still high on Emeka Egbuka on the season. I thought he had a pretty good, decent rookie year. I know the second half he kind of teetered off, but I really put that on Baker. He was not good, bro. He was not good at all this season.
Yeah, it was a weird thing to see. And obviously, don't want to put all of the blame on Baker because Baker did play bad. I think he had moments, but obviously there were a lot of injuries on this team. Everyone has injuries. You can't make that as an excuse. They also just need to take a look in the mirror because Todd Bowles is your coach. What is this defense doing? Because understandable for offense and, Baker to have its struggles, I guess. But with a defensive mind like Todd Bowles, why is this defense playing so poorly right now? Again, injuries happen to everyone, and it's unfortunate they lost a lot of good players in that secondary. But you just have to move on. You have to find a way to win games. Yeah, tough shit. In a division where 10 wins would have won you the division, Tampa just should have found a way to pull a few more of those out. And unfortunately for them, now they have to see Carolina in the playoffs. And let's be completely honest about Carolina. I'm happy for them. I'm glad they made the playoffs. They're probably going to be a first-round exit. Same thing with Tampa.
I mean, who knows? We'll talk about it later. They're playing a Rams team, which they've already beat at home.
That is fair. We will get to the matchups and I guess talk a little bit more in depth about the chances the Panthers have in the playoffs. But for me as a Panthers fan, I'm really encouraged by this season. Like, even though it wasn't the prettiest season, you see a lot of the ups and downs of Bryce Young. It's just something compared to picking first in the draft or just being a bottom feeder. Now the Panthers are, again, in the playoffs, don't have a great chance, in my opinion, but you made the dance. And I think a lot of Panthers fans, that's all you could ask for at this point is win the division, see some improvement. The defense has been really good.
They still have no pass rush, but I mean, that's a conversation for the offseason. You made the playoffs. I didn't think the Panthers were going to make the playoffs this year. You have probably the player that's going to finish as offensive rookie of the year in Ted McMillan.
Yep.
You kind of just put your hands up in the air and be like, all right, what's that? Good season. Good season.
Yeah, and you have to build on it. So I hope Carolina goes into the next offseason. Obviously, depending on what happens in the playoffs, they need to go into next offseason with a mindset of building on this and continuing to improve. And Bryce Young, again, taking the goods with the bads, those rough outings that he's had this season, learn from them, take them and use the games that we have seen him play really well and look at the things that he's doing there. And I think Dave Canales has done a pretty decent job. There's still some like boneheaded calls, like last week against Tampa in the pouring rain, he runs a flea flicker in his own red zone. Like that doesn't make sense to me. But you know what?
the computer error, like the math is not mathing.
Yeah, like that doesn't seem like you're putting Bryce in a position to succeed. But that besides that, I think Dave Canales has done a pretty good job of putting Bryce in positions to succeed. And yeah, I'm interested to see what this Panthers team can do. Hey, don't sleep on New Orleans or Atlanta, because even though Atlanta just fired Raheem Morris, and that's going to be an interesting, coaching vacancy to talk about in the future. Atlanta won 5 of their last 7 games. I can fact check that.
Sneakily, Big Kirk Cousins might have won his starting job back going into next season.
Yep. And I mean, because they're probably going to be waiting on Michael Penix to come back. But you also look at the Saints, who they were no slouch either. Tyler Shuck really found a rhythm at the end of the year. And even though this team is still really bleeding from all of the big ass contracts that they gave out in like the Drew Brees era, I think they might have found something with Tyler Shuck. I think building around him and just making smart decisions to help him. I think he's done like really growing as a quarterback. I think this is really what we're going to get from Tyler Shuck. But I think there is a world where you can build a team that's good enough to win this division around him.
With him.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. The Falcons, I mean, they did what they were supposed to do, win that game and keep the Bucs out the playoffs. But at the same time, Raheem Morris gets rewarded with firing right after that. And you know what? I get it and I don't get it at the same time. Like, I get it from the aspect of they didn't win the division, and going into this year, that was probably the main goal for them. You have Michael Penix, you have Bijan, you have Kyle Pitts, who Kirk Cousins saved his career. I know he looks like a quality tight end again.
He might make some money this offseason too. He's a free agent.
Yep. And you hit on James Pierce Jr. for like 10 plus years. The Atlanta Falcons have not had a pass rush. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think James Pierce Jr., Cox Sources, has the single season Falcons sack record.
Yeah, I might need to fact check Cox Sources on that one.
But, not James Pierce Jr., but the team in general. They set the record with 57 sacks. But even James Pierce Jr. was a great pick in and of its own right. You know what I mean? Coming off of Tennessee, they hit on that. He finished the year 10 and a half sacks as a rookie. That's a great pick.
I agree. I think it did give you did have to give up your first this year to go and get him, but
it's looking worth it. It's looking worth it.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you might not be mad at it because you still got a really good player. So yeah, that division is going to be interesting, even though like they're lower tier teams, and I don't see any of these teams really being elite next year. I see all of them making steady improvement, and right now they're just all kind of mediocre to bad. So yeah, we'll see what happens in the NFC South. We'll see how the Panthers do in the playoffs and what kind of changes these other teams in the division will make. But next, Ethan, just a real quick thing before we get to our next like really important playoff determining game. Miles Garrett broke the NFL all-time single season.
Joe Burrow took a dive.
Hey, so is Michael Strahan going to find Joe Burrow in like 15 years and tell him, you took that from me?
Bro, that's some crybaby ass shit. Nah. I mean, shout out to Garrett, man. he did it with an extra game, but he also did it with less snaps in comparison to a TJ Watt, in comparison to a Michael Strahan. I mean, shoot, even what's his name? Jared Allen really has 23 and a half sacks. So as far as I'm concerned, he's right there. I mean, officially it's his record now, but I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it's Jared Allen and it's him, that have the record. So it's a hell of an accomplishment. It's probably going to lock up which should be another Defensive Player of the Year award for Myles Garrett.
Yeah, I agree. I think he will go down as one of the most dominant defensive players of our era, along with Aaron Donald. I think they're two guys that just like wreck the game in so many different ways, and it's just impossible to stop them sometimes. So, hope you enjoy your Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett, as you. Actually, I shouldn't say anything else because I know they're sitting in Cancun. But hey, you know what? You made your money, bro.
Hey, that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. So I'm
like, I can't be mad, He can't be mad either. Like, you made your money. You got Defensive Player of the Year. Sometimes
I know who can be mad though. I know who can be mad.
And who?
Ravens fans, Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh. Oh, I'm so sorry for Tyler Lue, man. I was watching that game with my pops. The Steelers just went down. Calvin Austin scores a touchdown, and you're thinking, oh, Aaron Rodgers, that bad man, he does it again. And they missed the field goal. And you're like, okay, hold on now. Lamar goes the length of the field. Him and Isaiah Likely, a dime of all dimes, or what it was it fourth down, right?
Yeah, I think it was fourth down.
A dime catches it well within field goal range. Tyler Lue. It's a chip shot. It's a damn near chip, 44 yards. And I'm thinking the Ravens really just pulled this off. Lamar, the season they've had, the defense has been horrible, hurt all year, and they walk down the Steelers in this division and get this. And for Lue to miss that field goal, and it's not like it was like he missed it by this. He missed it by it wasn't even close. You knew the minute he kicked it, he missed.
Yeah.
And Ravens, watching reactions from Ravens fans, man, that shit has been nothing but hilarious all week long.
Yeah. Bro. It's brutal, bro, especially as a Lamar defender. Like, you see him drive down the field, you're so excited. You're like, yes, the narratives are over. Lamar can't win big games. That's bullshit. Lamar just drove him down the field with a torn up defense with 30 seconds to go, a dime to Isaiah Likely. All Tyler Lue has to do is hit this kick. And of course, he missed. And I think that's just I think it's a perfect metaphor for how Baltimore's season has gone as a whole. Like, obviously, you start week one with that tough loss to Josh Allen in Buffalo. And then from there, you just kind of just go through the season with the ups and downs, and they were never really able to fully recover. It's just crazy. A lot of the little things that were hurting them throughout the season too, like special teams. The defense was just very inconsistent. Lamar's being hurt, not giving Derrick Henry the ball at times when, like, you have Derrick Henry. And let's be completely realistic. Probably some of the last couple of years that we're getting Derrick Henry at Derrick Henry level. So, I don't know. For me, I look at this team and I think with the firing of John Harbaugh, they really got to start looking at what is the identity of this offense around Lamar. Obviously, he's become a much better. I think you're muted again, Ethan, but he's become
no. I was letting you speak.
Okay, my bad, bro. But yeah, he's become a much better passer, and obviously, you still want to use his running game as part of the offense, but you have to find the identity of this team around Lamar. And I really don't know what Baltimore is going to do because for as much as I think it was time to move on from John Harbaugh, this was probably one of the worst years to need a coach because who's out there really? Like,
yeah, that can move the needle.
Yeah, there's no like golden goose like there was last year with Ben Johnson or
Liam Cohen.
Yeah, or Liam Cohen or shit, even Aaron Glenn, which hasn't looked great for the Jets, but still, I mean, like we were having conversation.
Listen about him, yeah. But I mean, if you think about it, man, like you kind of knew that this divorce from Harbaugh was coming, right? Before Lamar came in there, they were on the brink of missing the playoffs for 3 years in a row, and he was probably going to get fired at the end of the season. Lamar Villis happens. They develop him into being one of the best quarterbacks of all time. They build that roster up. They're able to make the defense great again with guys like Calais, like throughout this tenure, with guys like Calais Campbell, Kyle Hamilton, Marlon Humphrey. All these, eventually they got Derrick Henry, Rashad Bateman, Zay Flowers, and they could never get the job done over the Bills, over the Chiefs. They just could not do it. They could not do it. And you think that moment, you knew like Harbaugh, I think, is still a good coach, and he's probably going to get another job this offseason, whether it be with the Falcons or with the Giants. But you just knew, especially towards the end of the regular season, when they talked about how him and Lamar had a lot of miscommunication and a lot of disagreement on how to handle Lamar's injury, that it was only heading for one way.
Yeah. And, you know, what's funny is this division, like, obviously every offseason comes with change, but this division could look 100% different next year because Pittsburgh, I think we'll keep it this way. I think Mike Tomlin has has survived another year. I think Mike Tomlin will keep his job after this season. But the real question now becomes, what's Aaron Rodgers going to do? How much playoff success do the Steelers have to do or have to achieve to keep Aaron around for another season? Is he done after this season? No matter what happens, we don't really know. Cincinnati, what the hell is going on there? Like, obviously we haven't seen Zach Taylor get fired yet. But I don't know, dude. Like, what do you do in Cincinnati now? Because you're paying 3 guys all this money. You had this whole thing with Trey Hendrickson. The defense was horrible this season. Like, that team's going to have to make major changes. I don't know how, but they finished at 6-11. And then you look at a team like Cleveland, who just fired Kevin Stefanski, and right now are sitting at 2.
Which we kind of knew was going to happen with this whole Shador saga.
And which is so.
Quickly, I know we got a bunch of games left to cover. How do you feel about Stefanski? How do you feel about what he did in his tenure with the Browns? I have my own opinion on it, but I want to let you go first.
I was just about to ask you what you thought, because for me, Stefanski's not a horrible coach. To me, I think Stefanski was able to pull Cleveland out of the dumps with a lot of the stuff that he was doing. And I credit that to Baker, what he was doing with Baker early when he got there. But after that, the whole Deshaun Watson thing just kind of fucked everyone in that organization. I don't know if it was Kevin Stefanski who wanted Deshaun Watson. You can fact check me on that, Ethan. But I think after that, that was the tipping point where, like, he's kind of forced to play this quarterback who, among other things, is being paid a lot of money to not perform at the level that he was being paid for. So I think that was really what started the downfall. And since then, I think the biggest reason why he was fired today, as of January 8th, as we record this, was because Shador Sanders. And I think Shador Sanders and Kevin Stefanski not getting along has a lot more just like importance after, especially Jimmy Haslam had Shador as his guy. You know what I mean? Like, Shador was someone who fell so far in the draft. Cleveland could have taken him multiple times before that. They even took another quarterback before that. Stefanski's call, his guy, Dylan Gabriel. And obviously, like, when it came to play Shador, Kevin Stefanski, he was not thrilled about it, you could tell, and did not put him in positions to succeed. I don't know if that was vindictive or if he was just or if he's just lost his touch, but these are real things to consider when you're talking about Kevin Stefanski, because I think he has the track record to say he's a good coach, at least early in his Cleveland tenure. But since Deshaun Watson and everything, it's been downhill for me, at least. And again, I don't know how much he has to do with the decision-making of the roster like that and how big of a part he was in bringing in Deshaun Watson. But I don't know, things to consider, I guess.
I'm very similar with you. I think that Stefanski had done some good things with the Browns, and not entirely everything wrong with the Browns was, I believe, 100% his fault. For example, wanting Deshaun Watson, I think that was ownership and management that want him. At the same time, I think that Stefanski did want Deshaun Watson to a certain extent. He was like, okay, I can make do with Deshaun Watson, or I can turn him back to what they had in Houston. I do believe both can be true. I believe that he failed with Baker Mayfield. You drafted him number 1 overall, not on the team. And then this whole shit show with Dylan Gabriel and Shador. You don't like Shador? Fine, whatever. You want Dylan Gabriel? Fine, whatever. But I think the constant miscommunication and not being on the same page with ownership is what got him fired. It's really just what it is. And everyone's to say, well, he won 2 coaches of the years. I'm like, well, just because you won coach of the year doesn't necessarily make you a good coach. The Browns were in hell before Kevin Stefanski was a head coach. Now they're 6 feet under still? They're still not a good team.
Yeah.
They're still not. And I think at the end of the day, you got to be like Stefanski. Some of the stuff you did here was cool. Some of it was bad. A lot of the bad stuff wasn't necessarily your fault, but you're kind of a part of it. A lot of the decision making when it came to it. So at a certain point, you know what? This just wasn't going to work out. And I think both, you know what I mean? I think that can be true. There's too much stuff that happened that you can't just ignore it. You know what I'm saying? 13 starting quarterbacks and what was it? 6 seasons?
Yeah, it's a lot.
Bro, I don't care what kind of coach you are. You're going to get fired, bro. You can't do nothing with none of those.
Yeah, it's
especially
again,
when Baker went to teams like the Bucks and made a name for himself. Jacoby Brissett is a quality backup quarterback. You couldn't turn nothing. Shador, we don't know if Shador is going to be a franchise quarterback, but he was better than Dylan Gabriel. He was better than Joe Flacco. He was better
everyone
than
knew that too. Everyone knew that.
Whole shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole shit show they went about it. You were like, oh, well, we have Flacco and we have Kenny Pickett, and then we just drafted Dylan Gabriel. Then why you draft Shador?
Yeah.
And then you end up trading Flacco. You trade Pickett. Dylan Gabriel sucks. And the guy that you don't want as a quarterback is better than all of them. You wasted a season when Myles Garrett gave you one of the best defensive seasons ever. And then you start to think at the end of the season, maybe if Shador got to start the whole season and have a training camp, what the Browns season would have looked like. Nobody's saying Super Bowl. Would they have probably won 2 more wins? I think so.
Yeah, and been a little more competitive in that division. Yeah, I think so for sure. Because I mean, you look at Cincinnati, like I said, they finished 6-11. Baltimore finished 8-9. Those 2 games would have made a difference, and it would have fucked someone else up somehow. And it just would have been better. Stefanski might still have his job. But unfortunately, I think he fell under the same
Browns toxic infectiousness. Yeah.
I would say league infectiousness around Shador too, of everyone just thinks so poorly of him that I think he just kind of was like, he's on my team. I don't want to play him. I've got my guy. I don't want to feed into his ego. It's like, dude, at some point you just have to give the kid a chance to play and let him prove himself. Yes, he's got a big personality, but
he's clearly better than Dylan Gabriel. And that's my thing. Going for, and that the funny thing is, exactly what he wanted, didn't want to happen is what happened. Shador now holds all the keys in that Browns organization. Next head coach that has to come in, Shador is going to have to not approve it, but he's going to have to say to ownership, I can turn Shador into a Pro Bowler. I can turn him into a quality starting quarterback. That's going to be the first thing they ask. You know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's interesting for the Browns, more Browns shit, but I feel like those are probably the big games that we focused on this season. Or in this week 18, man. Shout out to all the division winners except for the Eagles. But as we sit here and we just broke down our week 18 recap, I want to give you a chance to gloat, man. Our NFL picks record for the season is now here. The final for the regular season. It was close. It was closer than last year. I finished with 157 wins, 84 losses, and Gage is at 160 wins and 81 losses, man. Gage, it is your time to gloat and talk your shit, man.
You made it a close race, so I got to give my competition some props. So shout out the young Rottweiler Ethan Hamilton.
Fuck off.
And
just talk about it.
Even though at the beginning of the season it started with belt to ass. After that, Ethan, you came back and you made it interesting. The last couple of weeks, I think I had like 11-5 records. Like the last,
I know that's really what saved you. That's really what saved you, man. I put a couple like nine win seasons, or not 9 wins, but like 9 win weeks that like kind of made it hard. I would have had to go like undefeated or some shit.
You know, last year was my warm up because like last year I was taking a lot of like just dumb shots in the dark just to see, like, just to try to catch up, right? Because I was down so much last year, and now this year I feel like lethal shooter. I'm like, I understand it now. I got it. Just like I got it. So you could expect more NFL picks, dubs out of the season from me. Minor flex, but I don't know how you are feeling about it, E. I know this is
my thing is like, bro, I just started the season so rough. Took a lot of risk where I didn't need to. Seems like the fucking Titans fucked me up. The Bucks fucked me up. Rooting for them. Yeah, man. I'm coming for my crown next season. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, good buddy.
Well, if you guys have enjoyed me and Ethan's picks so far this season, we really appreciate all of you guys watching. And if you guys want to see us do this again next season, just show us that you like it by leaving a like, leave a comment. Let us know who your team of doom was on your parlays this year, who you always picked for and they just never came through for you. And yeah, that's our NFL picks for the 2025-2026 season. E, we'll have them posted on our Instagram as well. You guys can follow us. Linked all that stuff below. But all right, E, it's time to get to what we came here for, and that is make our predictions for the NFL playoffs. And we'll look at
before we do that. We're gonna put up on the screen a NFL playoff bracket right here. This is gonna have all the seeds and everything going into the playoffs. For right now, the number 1 seed in the NFC is going to be the Seattle Seahawks. The number 2 seed is the Chicago Bears. They are going to be facing off against the Green Bay Packers, who are the 7th seed. Next up, we got the Philadelphia Eagles as the 3 seed. They are going to be facing off against the San Francisco 49ers, who are the 6th seed. And our 5 and 4 matchup is going to be a rematch from an earlier, I think, week 13, week 12 matchup between the Carolina Panthers hosting the Los Angeles Rams in a 4-5 matchup. And then on the AFC side, we got the Denver Broncos locking up the 1 seed. Right underneath them, we're going to have the New England Patriots hosting the Los Angeles Chargers, a 2-7 matchup. Then we're going to have the Jacksonville Jaguars host the Buffalo Bills in a 3-6 matchup. And last but not least, we're going to have a 4-5 matchup between the Pittsburgh Steelers as they host the Houston Texans.
Hell yeah. That bracket's looking mighty interesting. And E, I think we should get right into it by starting with the game that we will get earliest on Saturday at 3:00, 3:30. I apologize. That is the Carolina Panthers hosting the LA Rams. That game will be on Fox. The Rams right now are 10.5-point favorites. That seems like a lot. Especially in a playoff game and for a team that beat them in the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right there with you. I like the Rams, though. Maybe not to cover, but to win for sure.
I think it's going to be a lot closer than normal. I think the Rams have not played good to end the season, and they were my picks going into the playoffs. I mean, they lost a game they should have won against the Seattle Seahawks. That probably would have got them the 1 seed with momentum a few weeks back, where they choked, what was it, a 16-point fourth quarter deficit. Yeah. Then they had a game against the Atlanta Falcons after Christmas where they lost, and you're like, fuck, bro. Like, you let the Niners jump you because of that. And, like, it's really those 2 games that screwed. Those back-to-back weeks took them from the 1 seed all the way to the 5th, or they could have been hosting a playoff game. But I'm going to pick them in this matchup. I got the Rams.
Yeah, I think Matt Stafford is playing really great ball. They're getting into the playoffs, and I don't think that's going to change. I think that's the big difference here is that he just has so much experience in these situations, and Bryce Young does not. And that's what's personally just giving me the edge here. Obviously, Sean McVay, too. He's been in these situations a lot. I just have more faith in the Rams. So I'll take LA. Next, we'll move on to our 7 o'clock game for Saturday night. That is our 2-7 matchup and one of the NFL's best rivalries, the Chicago Bears hosting the Green Bay Packers. This one will be on Prime Video, and Green Bay right now is set as the 1.5-point favorite.
I think this is as close to a toss-up as you can get. Both these teams played each other really close throughout the regular season. The Bears have gotten hot as of late. That defense is playing great. Caleb Williams is not turning over the football. You think about that Niners game and think about how they could have locked up the 1 seed or had a better chance at the 1 seed if they would have won that with some better late game, not heroics, but late game like management, seeing it through. I think they're finally going to do it, man. The Packers always seem to have their number. Get to play at home. Jordan Love hasn't played the last 2-3 weeks.
Nope. Yeah, he was out with a concussion actually in that Chicago game. Why they lost, basically.
Yeah. Yep. He's going to be rusty. There is no Michael Parsons that you're going to have to go through. I know he got hurt against the Bears last time, but there is no Michael Parsons you're going to have to worry through. If I'm the Bears, man, take care of the football. Keep continuing to run the ball and get the ball in your playmakers' hands, man. Caleb Williams got to play on schedule. What's his name? DJ Moore's been playing good this season. Rome Odunze's playing good when he's on the field. But the guy that's been playing really, really good for the Chicago Bears, he's got to be, wide receiver rookie Luther Burden. He has been a stud this second half of the season. When Ben Johnson has let the cuffs go, we saw how good he was against the Packers. 4 catches, 67 yards. Against the Browns, 6 catches, 84 yards. And then against the Niners, 8 catches, 138 yards. He's been playing really, really good this second half of the season. Ben Johnson has let the cuffs off of him, and I think they need to continue to put the ball in guys like his hands. So I'm going to go Bears.
Yeah, I mean, I hate the Bears as a Packers fan, but I have to give them credit where credit's due. This team has taken a huge step under Ben Johnson. And, like you said, the rookie, Luther Burden, has been really impressive. Their other rookie, Colston Loveland, has also been really great for them. I've been really just impressed by a lot of the things I've seen from him. And just overall, I think the Bears are playing really good. The defense is solid. And their offense is much better, even though I still have questions about Caleb Williams, and I'm still not the biggest fan of DeAndre Swift. I think Kyle Monangai brings in a nice change of pace for them, and Ben Johnson's just doing a good job of keeping this team in games, which is why I'm scared, but I'm taking Green Bay, and it might be my bias. I'm positive it's my bias, but I just think Jordan Love, he's gonna come in, bro. It's still Toyota-thon. And he's had a couple he might be rusty, I guess, but I think he'll figure it out. He finds ways to win big games like this. I think the defense, obviously they're missing Micah Parsons, and for me, that's gonna limit them from going far on this playoff run. But I think they could at least get a win in Chicago. This is a team that they had on the ropes the last time they played too. With Malik Willis in the game most of it. And the only reason they really lost was because of an onside kick that fucking Romeo Dobbs dropped. That was really the turning point in that game. So I still feel like the Packers have the Bears number. And I'm going to take Green Bay to win on Saturday night. But
next up, we got the Sunday morning game. We got the Bills at the Jacksonville Jags. And I'm going to start this off with a PSA to Josh Allen fanboys and Bill fanboys. I don't want to hear it. The playoffs, this is it. Josh Allen, you robbed Lamar of an MVP last season, and you got away with it because he gagged in the play. Because Mark Andrews and him gagged in the playoffs. You're not gonna have to face the big bad boogeyman in 15 and Andy Reid. You're not gonna have to face them. I do not care that the defense is not as good as it was a few years back. I do not care that you don't have receivers like that. The greats, you get it done. There is no excuses. You got your chain snatched by Drake May, Josh Allen. You know how nasty that is? Drake May, snatch your chain. Don't get me started. There is no excuses for the Bills. There is no excuses for Josh Allen. If the Bills do not make the Super Bowl this season, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear nothing. Don't mention your name in the same conversation as Patrick Mahomes going forward. Don't. Save your breath. Sean McDermott will be fired if they do not make the playoffs. He is now the second longest tenured head coach behind Mike Tomlin in the NFL, and he is yet to make it to the Super Bowl. What more do you need? So sorry, I had to do that PSA because I want to let them know I ain't forgot. I have not forgot.
Hey, to me, it seems like there are a lot of coaches that are.
Was that cock sources?
No. I'm saying like I think there are a lot of. So this is the thing. There are a lot of storylines that we have to keep an eye on. A lot of people that I think we are going to have different opinions on after these playoffs. And I think Josh Allen is definitely one of those guys. Doug McDermott is one of those guys. Sean McDermott, sorry. Doug McDermott.
Sean McDermott. I called him Doug McDermott earlier?
No, I just said Doug McDermott. I'm thinking basketball, bro. Dougie Bucket, shout out. But anyway, no, dude, so the Jags too, the big question with them is Trevor Lawrence. And I know you've had a lot of, opposition to Trevor Lawrence and said that you want to see him get it done. So I think this is going to be this is going to be a proving ground for both of these guys for you. But I'm with you, E. Like, I think this is the year for Josh Allen to do it. Like, even though they're not in the best position seed-wise, like you said, they don't have the obstacle of Lamar. They don't have the obstacle of Patrick Mahomes. Their biggest challenge is going to be playing a tough defense on the road, which we've seen Josh Allen perform. The question is the rest of the team going to do it? Is Sean McDermott going to be able to coach these guys to get to the Super Bowl? I've had my doubts about Sean McDermott, but if any years they're going to do it, this has to be the year, or else
has to be the year.
We will see major changes, bro. Major changes in that organization. And I don't think they'll trade Josh Allen. I don't think that's the answer, but I'm with you. I think Sean McDermott, they might have to look in the mirror and say, is Sean McDermott really the guy who's going to take us to where we need to go with Josh Allen? Because I'm with you. Like, obviously, I think him not winning a Super Bowl will impact his legacy, and like the comparisons between him and Patrick Mahomes will always be there. But like, I mean, we still have to acknowledge that he is, when he's at his best, one of the most talented and best quarterbacks in football.
That's like cool. When he's at his best, man. Cool. Win it. It's time to prove that you're an all-time great. It is time to prove it. When shit don't go your way. Mahomes had to do it with no wide receivers, all his home games, all his playoff games on the road, and he still got to the playoff. And they won. They won, if I'm not mistaken, 2 years ago. Yeah. I don't want to hear it, bro. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And now to the Jags. New coaching staff. Liam Cohen, Coach of the Year candidate. Trevor Lawrence turned it the fuck up the second half of the season. Turned it the fuck up. You still got to show me something.
Yep.
I don't know who you are. I don't know who Trevor Lawrence is. He's been in the league, what now, 5 seasons, 6 seasons? And I still don't know where I rank him. 1 minute he looks like the 9th or 10th best quarterback. The other minute he looks like the 21st. This is a moment for y'all. You're at home, right? You're not going to have Travis Hunter there, which I think they've kind of been dealing with the whole second half of the season. Brian Thomas Jr., you have been a dud all year. After such a great rookie season, the defense has played better. Travis Etienne has played better. It's going to be a great playoff game. I am going to go with the Buffalo Bills, man. I think they get it done on the road. I think they get it done on the road.
See, I like what Jacksonville's been doing. I think the addition of Jacoby Myers was the biggest thing for them. They needed that other offensive piece since Travis Hunter got hurt and Brian
Myers
Thomas
has helped them a lot. Ooh,
Jacoby Myers has been really good for them. And I think the Jags defense has also been awesome. But yeah, I'm kind of with you. I think I'm going to take Buffalo, and I'm mostly just going off of the merits that Josh Allen, he knows the situation. He knows this is zero dark
time. Yeah, 0 dark 30. The rest of the way.
You have to win. Like it's just you have to be locked in. You have to play your best football, and you have to be a leader when it matters the most. So I think Josh Allen is the X factor in this game, obviously, and I'm taking Buffalo on the road. Yeah, man, they're 1.5 point favorites on Vegas right now. So
I know it's gonna be close. Another close game, man. 6-3 matchup. Sunday afternoon, we got the Eagles and we got the Niners, man. The Niners damn near almost pitched. They shut out damn near against the Seahawks. Had a shot to get the 1 seed. Finally are starting to get healthy and just weren't able to do it. And now they have to go to Philadelphia. And the Eagles have been pretty mid. I know they're 11-6, but they've been pretty mid this season. But they are the defending Super Bowl champs. And I hate both of these teams. I really, really do. I really do. But this is the type of game that we say, oh, the Niners, they should win this game. The Eagles win this game 8 times out of 10. 8 times out of the 10. They just find a way. And it makes me sick because it's going to be an ugly game. But I think that the Eagles win this in a low-scoring affair.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I like the Eagles here. I think the Niners are looking a lot better, like especially last week. Brock Purdy has been playing at a higher level, and even though they got stopped by Seattle's defense, I think Philly's defense is very comparable, but they just don't have the offensive consistency that I would like right now.
I agree.
Despite that, again, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. They're the defending Super Bowl champions. And we've seen this team win ugly. That's just a lot of the ways that they've won this season. And I could definitely see it going poorly for them. And, you know, the offense sputtering and them getting their asses handed to them by the 49ers. But I think I'm going to go with the Eagles. I think they'll keep it close and they'll find a way to win. That's just normally how they do it.
Yeah, the downfall is coming. Just not going to be this week. Not going to be this week. All right, next up, we got the Patriots and Drake May, their dream season. Drake May, MVP candidate, is going to host Justin Herbert and the Chargers Sunday Night Football. How you feeling, man? I know the Chargers have been banged up this season. Losing Rashawn Slater earlier in the year. Joe Alt is not going to be playing this week. He's been in and out the lineup. But the defense is playing good, man. They've been playing good all season. Quentin Johnson has revived his career.
Yeah.
Revived his career, man. I did not think we were going to get this type of player out of him after his rookie year. But, bro, finished with 735 yards, just like last year, 8 touchdowns. That's a quality number 2 receiver. And he's been a really, really good deep threat, especially with Ladd McConkey not playing the greatest this year in comparison to his rookie year.
Yeah. Man, the Chargers, bro, I think a lot of props have to be given to their season, like you said, because injuries happen to everyone, but this is kind of different for the Chargers where, like, you lose your starting franchise left tackle before the season even starts. And then the guy that you drafted in the first round, who is also going to be your blind or your right side franchise tackle, gets hurt as well.
Yeah.
And that's just like a brutal way to start the season. And just on top of all of the other injuries that they've faced. But I like what the Chargers have done, man. And getting themselves into this position, I think New England is a matchup they like because Justin Herbert, for all of the complaints you might have about him, I think Justin Herbert has played relatively well this season. Maybe
I think
not
so
at
too.
not the caliber of a player or level of. He's obviously been going through injuries as well, but like maybe we don't put him in the same category as a Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes. But he has been playing really good football, and the defense is playing really good. I still don't know if I like them against New England at home.
That's the thing. And the Chargers O-line's been awful, man. Herbert
Yes.
leads the league in sacks taken at 50 sacks this season, which is outrageous. Outrageous. And you think, well, how much money they've and picks they've invested into the O-line that wouldn't be the case. But Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater just have not been healthy, and they've not been there. And you see it. Like with Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater playing a healthy season, the Chargers are what? Instead of 50 sacks, that number is probably in his 30s, if that, probably in his 20s.
And they're probably a much better offense. Much better offense. Like I think we might be talking Justin Herbert not getting hurt, not playing like this level of quarterback that we're seeing, maybe a higher level when he has those tackles, both those tackles playing. So you just kind of have to go with the punches, man. I personally don't think New England's unbeatable, but I don't think the Chargers are going to be the team to beat them.
I don't think so. And that's why I got the Patriots. I'm right there with you. And then last but not least, Monday Night Football, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the Houston Texans. The Texans have been on a freaking roll with what I think is the best defensive football. Honorable mention to the Seattle Seahawks. I know how great they've been playing. But, bro, they have been on a heater. What is it? They've won, correct me if I'm wrong, like damn near 9 straight in a row.
Yeah.
Beat the Colts, beat the Chargers, beat the Raiders, beat the Cardinals, beat the Chiefs, beat the Colts again, beat the Bills, beat the Titans, beat the Jags. Their last loss was in November. That's 9 wins. They are the hottest team in the NFL. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of cupcakes on their schedule, but still, I think.
Yeah. And I mean, considering they started the season like 2-6, 2-7 or something like that, and we're able to come all the way back. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good. But no, the fact that they were able to come back and go 12-5 and damn near almost win the division, that's fucking crazy, man. I like Houston. I think that defense is legit championship level. My only concern about this team is the offense and just the consistency of it. Because we've seen good stretches of play from CJ Stroud. But I think there are just limits to what this offense can do. I do like that they're getting the rookies involved. Jalen Noel has been really good for them recently, as well as Xavier Hutchinson. So yeah, I'm really excited to see this matchup. I think the Texans are the way I'm leaning here. Just because of that defense, man. I think Rodgers is going to struggle. As much as I love Rodgers and I'm excited to see him in the playoffs again, this might be one of the worst matchups for him because this reminds me a lot of like the San Francisco teams in the NFC that he would face off against. Just crazy defense and not the scariest offense, but they can beat you.
Yeah. And I think CJ Stroud has been kind of mid this season, if I'm being quite honest, not really taking care of the football too well. They haven't been able to run the ball great. You just got to get the ball in Nico Collins' hands, man. Nico Collins is going to take you there. CJ Stroud could protect the football. I think the Texans will be all right. I truly, truly believe that they'll be all right.
Yeah, I agree. And it'll be interesting to see the matchups because if we're looking at it the way we're talking about it, that means Denver would get Buffalo in the next round. And that
would be a matchup right there.
That would be a challenge, bro. Meanwhile, man.
I know. The Seahawks, woo! That's what I'm saying. Is this the most wide open I've ever seen the playoffs in a minute? Like I could not tell you I'm not that confident in either one seeds, really. I know.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like,
man, that's gonna be it.
Oh, sorry.
What's
I
up?
was gonna say
No.
before we end and we say all that stuff, because I have like family who obviously they know I watch football and stuff. They always ask me, "Oh, who's gonna win the Super Bowl this year?" I don't know who to tell you because I really don't think there's like an odds-on favorite to be like they're gonna win the Super Bowl. Like I can see all of these teams finding their paths there.
I'm gonna do this right now. Off the top of your head, give me your Super Bowl prediction and then give me your winner.
Okay. Off the top of my head, go ahead. Go first.
I'm gonna go out of the NFC. If they can stay healthy and not BS it, I think the NFC Championship game is going to be between the Los Angeles Rams and the Philadelphia Eagles. And I think the Rams beat the Eagles to make it to the Super Bowl. And I think the AFC, you got the Houston Texans facing the Denver Broncos. And I think we get a Broncos-Rams Super Bowl. And I think the Rams beat the Broncos.
Okay. All right. I'm thinking AFC. I want to get wild for the playoffs. All right, I already did my picks here, so I don't give a shit, man. I think this is wide open years, so I'm gonna go Buffalo and Houston in the AFC Championship, and I think Houston will make it to the Super Bowl.
I like, bro, Houston. I'm telling you, if C.J. Stroud don't play like Jason Collins, I think they got a shot, bro. I really think they got a shot.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, bro. I would love to see Houston in the Super Bowl. And then in the NFC, I think the NFC Championship will be. Let's go Seahawks Rams, and I think the Seahawks will make it to the Super Bowl. So it'll be a Seahawks Texans Super Bowl.
Okay,
that's what I'm.
Okay, I like it. Bet. Well, that's gonna be it for me and Gage for the regular season of NFL picks. Don't worry, we're still gonna have episodes coming out all the way up until the Super Bowl. Please make sure to like and subscribe, like and comment on this video. Let me know y'all's predictions on who y'all think is going to make it to the Super Bowl and why. And I appreciate y'all watching, man. It's been the young Rottweiler, Ethan Hamilton. It's been my partner, Gage 7007. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll catch y'all later.
Peace.